What's up, guys? It's Zilla back at it again with a ZillaCast episode. I haven't done one of these in a while, and today I have my new good friend, CALLON B, the B Man,
Buzz buzz.
with me. And yeah, he's obsessed with bees. I don't understand what's going on with this. Anyway, this episode of ZillaCast now is sponsored by Kaiju Cult. So shout out Kaiju Cult. Of course, I mean I'm shouting at myself, really, but you know it is what it is. But anyway, so today we got Callan. We're gonna be talking today on the podcast, and yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna be kind of winging it today. Callan, how you feeling?
I'm feeling invigorated.
Invigorated.
Thank you for having me, good sir. Yes,
Hey,
big
of
words.
course, of course. You were one of the first people when I started getting into like the nerdcore side of things in music or whatever. You were one of the first people that actually like hit me back up, and you're like, "Hey, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, this is awesome that you're here. Yeah, I actually know somebody that you know. You knew Booty Gum, because you guys
Yeah.
live near each other." And I was like, "Wait, what? I've never even heard of you
Our
before." Like,
goat.
oh, well, you say our goat, but he didn't mention you at all. Okay, just throwing him under the bus. He didn't say
Okay,
anything
your
about
goat.
Callan B. Exactly, exactly.
Fake friend.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Very strange, because
Uh,
it's like, wait, you're telling me this guy was doing nerdcore stuff, and we're doing stuff like this. Like me and Booty were doing, like we
mhm.
had like our "Gotta Go Fast" album that we did together, and he kind of dabbles in that realm of music topics, and he never mentioned that. Oh yeah, I actually have a person in my friend group or somebody that I know that is an artist that actually makes nerdcore, and you should know them.
Mhm.
Never mentioned it to me. It was kind of messed up, to be honest with you. Kind of shows his true
Yeah,
colors.
truly.
Yeah, you think
Yeah,
his
I
color
met I
scheme is
met him on
pink.
the streets.
Not. Oh, really? What
I
do you
met
mean on
him on
this?
the street in Nashville randomly.
Oh, wow. Are you serious? Tell me about
Yeah,
the story. I got to hear the
yeah,
story.
I am. So yeah, I was actually walking around downtown like one day after work, like in my show blacks. Just did like an audio gig and I was stepping in and out of different like venues and arcades and things, and I was just trying to get a feel for like where a show might go down in Nashville. Because I haven't been out there too long as far as like working and stuff. And yeah, I walk into this barcade. He was like the hosty
That's right. That's
person at the
right.
door.
Yep.
And yeah, I was like, so what are the chances of like a rap show happening here? And he was like, never. And at first I like had in my head, I was like, damn, cold. Like,
Yeah.
like this
He must
guy,
hate rap music.
he's
You look at it, and
not
you're like,
having
he
it. Yeah,
must
like
he
he
must
must
hate rap
hate
music.
rap music.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy thinks I am just off it right now.
Right.
And and I was like, and I didn't take no for an answer. And I was like, okay, but like this is like a barcade, and like what if it was like video game or like, anime rap? And then he kind of lit up a little bit and he was like, "Oh, dude, trust me, like I've tried to get like an anime rap show going here for a while, and like the owners just aren't having it. Like I would do it." And I was like, "Dang, well." And then I started oversharing, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'm like an anime rapper, and I'm looking for like a place to throw a show here." And then he was like, "Oh, you're an anime rapper? I'm like an anime video game rapper."
Totally not an
And then
anime
I was
rapper.
like,
Totally lied to
"No
you.
way." And yeah, he doesn't even watch anime
Yeah,
probably.
exactly.
Um, uh, but yeah, then we kind of realized like, oh, we're both like anime rappers, and
Mhm.
then we kind of tried to us like shouted out some names. I was like, oh, do you know this person, this person, this person? And he didn't know any of them. But then he was like, oh well, uh, Sadzilla, none like Joshua, and I was like, ah, I know
Right.
those people.
Right. Yeah.
I know of Sadzilla. I know none like Joshua. So then we started chatting more and more, and realized we had these connections, and then we exchanged numbers and kind of talked some more, added each other on social media, and then people started coming in, and we were ignoring them, and they were getting impatient, and then we had to stop our conversation. But that was how
Yeah.
we met, and since
That's
then
crazy.
we've done a few shows, done a few events, interacted online, stuff like that. So
That's awesome.
One day
Maybe
we'll make a song
you know
together.
what? Honestly, now that I think about it, I didn't know that you met him like when he was working at the barcade. So maybe he
Hmm.
actually had mentioned you. He just didn't remember your name or like your artist name, or he didn't mention your artist name, or maybe he did and I just forgot about it because I am an old man, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's what happened, but no, that makes a lot of sense. So I didn't know that that's how you guys had met. I thought that maybe he had met you like at one of the like the anime convention things or whatever that happens over there because he's played a couple of those now, and so that's what
Yeah,
I
he got me
assumed.
on a slot with him at one of them.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he knows somebody that works at or puts on one or something like that. I don't know what the deal is with that, but yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Do you uh do you like people with pink hair, or like were you turned off by that, or like
Yeah. I mean, when I saw him, I was like, this guy, he's definitely gonna get me a show here. Like, I
yeah,
got
this
dreads, he's
guy,
got pink hair, like we're the anomalies. Like
right?
like we're in Nashville just trying to get, trying to not wear a cowboy hat, trying to just make our way through these boots
Right.
in in
It,
rhinestone collared shirts. Like we're just
it,
out here trying to survive. Like he's gotta resonate with me somehow. And
especially in Nashville, yeah, you guys have to stick out like sore thumbs over there, I'm assuming.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
crazy.
like, call it what you will, but I think it was kind of like some divine stuff going on there,
I mean,
whatever you may believe or think. And if anybody's wondering, I have a dog in my lap. If anybody's
oh yeah.
seeing this fur ball like just moving in my lap,
Very cute, very
like
cute.
what is that?
What's the dog's
Yes,
name?
this is Bardock.
Bardock,
Bardock
nice.
Bardock B Wiener.
Oh man, people keep on trying to make me make a Bardock song, and I'm just like, I mean, it would be awesome, but it's just not in the current cards right now. But Bardock is a great character. Awesome, awesome name.
I
So
actually had a dream that I named him that. By the way, fun
what
side note.
what do you mean?
I had a dream
That
like
is his
before
name
I
though.
got him
Oh, before
that
you
I
got
got
him.
a wiener dog and I named him Bardock. And when I woke up, I was like, when I get a dog, I'm gonna name him Bardock, and I did.
Oh, so you want some like like some next level psychological, like what do you call that? Like you're not a medium, but you can tell the
No,
future. You can see the future. You had a
that's right.
vision. That's
That's
crazy.
that's the hive mind
That's awesome. That's
working at
awesome.
its finest,
Am I
and
ever gonna
that's
be a
why I met Booty
millionaire?
Gum. We were in that hive mind shit. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, you
Okay.
are.
Sweet.
If you keep
Awesome.
going on
Awesome.
the path that you're on, definitely.
Hey, I'm bringing you with me. I'm bringing you with me. So, anyway, so I wanted to know. I wanted to know how you feeling, bro. How you feeling? What's going on in your life?
I'm feeling really good. I'm drinking coffee past noon.
Mm.
I got my she they mug.
Oh,
No
nice.
relation, but still, repping for the team.
Is it? It says she, her. It doesn't say she, them.
Oh, she. Oh, sorry. I have a she. Okay, I have a whole set of pronoun
Wow.
mugs.
That gives off the wrong perception right there. I
Yeah,
don't. You're like no,
yeah, it
no
does. But
thems, no thems. I only have
I
she, her. Not even he's.
I am
He's
a
not even
bad
allowed.
bitch, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
yeah, I'm feeling great,
I am
dude.
drinking bubbly sparkling water. That's what I'm drinking. A lot of people have been telling me like,
Uh,
"Oh, it tastes like trash," and I hate it. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are drinking. This is amazing.
I have acquired a taste for that in my
Yeah.
like later years of life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I like sparkling water and seltzer water and shit like that now.
Yeah,
Like,
I used to hate
that
it
stuff's
too.
nice. We're allowed to curse on here, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, making sure. Sometimes I be letting
Is there
them
like
fly,
rules? There's like
but
rules on YouTube about that though, right? Well, I don't know
um,
what the
I
limit.
don't
It's like
think
the
so.
first 5 minutes or something like that. You got to censor it or something like that, or else it doesn't get
Oh,
monetized.
I do vaguely remember that being like a rule they tried to do, but I don't think it is one anymore.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll
I
see.
don't
Let's
know. I
just
don't. I don't think it flew over very well. I'm not sure.
I'm having to like basically like censor myself. Like I'll just be like, "Are you kidding me?" You know? I'm like, you man, that's how I talk,
Yeah.
and it actually sounds worse, to be honest with you. Like when I actually do it, I'm like, man, that sounds kind of like, sounds like I'm even more mad. Like you don't even deserve my curse words,
Right.
But that's the reason I have to do it is because my son's around. You know what I'm saying? So I have to like start censoring myself, and now he's starting to mimic everything that I say. Like I'll say like randomly, I'll just say, "Oh shit," right? And then all of a sudden, I'll hear him say it, and I'm like, "That's right, buddy, rocket ship." And then I'll pick him
Yeah.
up and make him a rocket ship and take him all around, the house or whatever. And he's like, "Woo!" and everything. I said, "Man, ships are great, aren't they? I love boats and rocket ships and trains. They're awesome." So
Yep.
he's like, do not use that word. So he's just like, I guess he said ship. I don't know why. I guess he just loves ships.
Yeah.
So my dad's a real ship guy.
Yeah.
But
Like me too. I love motor vehicle big motor vehicles. Like when I was a kid, that's what I loved. Ships, tractors, big
oh yeah,
things.
dude.
O-
Yeah.
Optimus Prime.
His thing is planets right now. That's his thing. Like he loves planets. Anything to do with planets. He knows all the planets. He knows the order in which they come. I don't know anything about it. Like he'll be talking about like these dwarf planets. I'm like, I don't know, like Eris. I've never even heard of that. I'm like, what is Eris?
Yeah.
And yet he knows it. He knows it. And he's like, oh, let me tell you. There's Eris, Pluto, and I was like, wait, hold up, what? Pluto's not a planet? Like,
Yeah,
he's informing me.
No, like
It's pretty crazy. I showed him Sailor Moon, the intro. Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, and does the whole thing. And it's like Sailor Mercury, Sailor Mars, and he's just like Mars, Mercury, Jupiter. He's just like, this is awesome.
like, but it's not accurate, Dad. No.
Yeah, exactly. It's not accurate. These are women. These are not planets. I don't understand what's going on here. So,
I
but
was
anyway,
obsessed with Bionicles. Did you ever play Bionicles?
See, like I did not get into Bionicles. No, I was I got into like Transformers, but not the normal Transformers. Beast Wars. I like the Beast Wars.
Dude, me too.
Yeah.
That was me too. I loved the Beast or Animorphs too.
Yeah. Oh, Animorphs was great.
I loved Animorphs.
The show was kind of a cult classic, but like those books
with
like,
the CGI,
dude, so ridiculous, bro. The books, like you see some of those covers of the books, it's like,
dude, I love those.
What in the world? How do you turn into a caterpillar? Like,
right?
Doesn't make any sense, And it just looks ridiculous seeing him like form into it.
I'm gonna test you with this one. Beetleborgs.
Oh yeah, Beetleborgs, dude. Hell yeah. No, having Elvis.
That's a cult one.
Having an Elvis impersonator as your like main antagonist, like, that's awesome.
I don't even think I realized that one. Like,
did you not realize that's definitely what it is?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's basically an Elvis
I was
impersonator.
definitely really. I was young. I have not seen it in a long time. I just always remember that I loved it.
How many Beetleborgs are there?
3, right? And then
there's 3.
They had like other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have other like, like the Power Rangers. They had different generations, right?
Well, see, I believe Beetleborgs only had 1 season. And then you had VR Troopers. Do you remember VR Troopers?
I don't know if I watched that one.
See, that's another one. It was like 3. It was like a trio, and they were called VR Troopers. That was another one. And then Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. That's my thing, bro. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad was like my thing. That's Gridman. You ever heard of Gridman? Which is
I've seen
it's like
Gridman.
A play on like Ultraman or whatever.
Yeah, I used to have Ultraman bed sheets, actually.
Here, I'm going to show you something. Hold up.
I loved Ultraman, and I liked Gridman, too. That was cool.
Oh. Look at some of these. Oh, gosh. I got this for like $10. Look at this. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. In the box, everything. $10.
Whoa.
It's so sick. Oh, wait, you can't see it.
I was going to pretend.
Oh, man. Here, hold up. hold up.
I'm like, wait, I don't
I
know if
think
he
I should be
knows
able to
the
show you.
camera is on or
I
not.
should be able to show you. I know. I forgot that I wasn't sharing my screen. Can you see it now? Oh yeah.
Okay. Hold on, let's let it. Oh yes,
Yeah, look at that,
that's
man.
fire.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
$10
fire.
for that. And
Do you
then,
have a collection?
well, yeah, I have like, so I have that one and I have two others, but I'm going to show you this one because this was a misprint. It's upside down. Like
Oh wow.
yeah, it's like it's supposed to be like this, but they misprinted it. It's upside down. So like I got it. It's a yeah,
What?
pretty rare. I don't know. Like and it only sold it to me like for $15. They sold this for me to me for like nobody cares about this stuff, and I'm like, dude, this stuff is like really special to me because I grew up with this stuff, you know. So dude, their
Yeah.
theme song was the coolest thing. It was like Superhuman Samurai, and then it was like down 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 down. It was super cool,
I don't
man.
think I saw that show ever.
Yeah, like
Um.
they basically the concept is like you have these kids who um they are hackers or whatever, and they
Mhm.
because this is like in the heyday of like the internet and stuff like that. Like people were just finding out like the internet was a thing, you know. Maybe even before that, but just like computers in general, that was the craze. And uh, they would basically hack in, and they would have to like defeat viruses as transform.
Mm.
They would go inside the computer and become what is essentially Gridman, and they call themselves the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, and they would
Kind of
go in
reminds me
there
of
and they would
Code Lyoko.
kind of yeah, kind of. It's like or like Digimon, I guess, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, they would have to go in there and they would defeat the monsters like kaiju battles and stuff like that. Dude, I like anything to do with kaijus, obviously. You know,
Yeah.
kaiju cult and everything like that, obviously, and Sadzilla. You know, I love anything to do with Godzilla. So, but yeah, no, yeah, Beetleborg. Sorry, I went on a whole tangent. You got me
That
talking
was
about
fun.
Saturday morning cartoons and stuff like that. So I get obsessed with that stuff.
One of my most treasured like movies, and probably still one of my favorites. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time though. Small Soldiers. Were you ever into that?
Yeah, Small Soldiers was awesome. What's that song that always played? War. It
Yeah,
ain't a good
yeah,
thing. You know,
dude.
absolutely nothing. Hey,
I only liked that song because of that
because
movie.
of that movie. Exactly. That was my introduction to that song, and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Yeah, no, I just like you know how like some movies just have like in their own aesthetic. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like you can turn that movie on, and it has you don't. It's not that you necessarily like remember everything in the movie. You recognize the feeling that you get when you watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of similar to nerdcore. Like that's what nerdcore essentially is. It's like, you know, you talk about these characters and these you make these references and everything. It gives you the vibe of the thing that you remember. Not necessarily like, you know, necessarily that you remember everything or that it has to like say everything that happened in a show or a scene or a character, but you get the vibe of like what that is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the same, and that's
Yeah,
the
it's like a
Small Soldiers is a
positive
great.
trigger.
Exactly. Yeah, a good. It's like a dopamine hit because of nostalgia,
Yeah,
I guess, or
dopamine trigger.
right, a dopamine trigger. Yeah. So no, I always like that stuff. But you watching any new shows or playing any new
I was
games?
actually gonna ask you. Oh well,
Mm-hmm.
both.
Mm.
Kaiju #8. Actually, I was gonna ask if you liked
Bro.
that.
So I'm gonna be honest,
Since that's your vibe.
bro. My plug is like killing me in these headphones. Like I have like plugs or whatever, and this one is
Mm-hmm.
like killing me. I'm like, can it fit inside this hole? There we go. Okay, now it was just like being smashing against my skin. Anyway, so I have not watched Kaiju #8 yet. I really want to watch it, but it's like one of those things like where I just let it kind of build up, and then I'll go and
Mm-hmm.
binge it. You know, because it's not over yet, right?
I think it like literally just ended.
You just wrapped up. Okay, okay, yeah. See, that's what I
Yeah, I
do
think the
with.
season finale just happened. I haven't finished it yet, but I
Mm,
really liked it.
See,
Um,
that's what I did with Solo Leveling. I just let it kind of finish out. They had like one more episode, and so I caught up, and then I got to the end episode. Yeah, but I would love to. I would love to. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, you know. But it looks fun. It looks like it's more comedic than people I think anticipated it to be or something. I also want to watch that Go Go Loser Ranger or something like that.
I have not seen that
Oh,
one.
you haven't seen? So it's like it's about like in a world where like the Power Rangers kind of exist. You have like one of those
Mm.
like goons that just like one of the putty people that would be on like Power Rangers, and then he apparently becomes like a Power Ranger or something like that, or like he gets the powers to be able to be one of those people, and then so it's like his kind of journey from going like from a loser to like a hero or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Got you.
yeah, but I mean, I love anything to do with those kind of concepts, right? Like Saturday morning cartoon style, like transform, Henshin style, stuff. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like I love all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, Kaiju Number
There's a
Eight's on
lot
your
of new
list.
shows that I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited about. I've been behind on my new shows. Like I am really excited, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but Fairy Tale, the new season of Fairy Tale starting is really
Mm-hmm.
exciting to me. I love that show. Um, I still need to. I got a little bit behind on One Piece. I'm in the
Mm-hmm.
Wano arc still. I got to get out of that. But like my girlfriend, she watches anime, but there's a lot she hasn't seen. So really, I've just been like putting her on to like my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been watching stuff like that, like Monster and Steingate and Future Diary, and like just shows that I loved
Yeah.
and
School Days.
that I would consider just peak. What I consider peak and that she has never seen, I'm just
Right.
like putting her onto that. She put me onto her favorite show, which was like Nana, the rock
Oh yeah. What
band.
did you think?
You know what I'm saying? Like I loved it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I like that speed of anime, like slice of life stuff, romance anime. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
love that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a shonen fanatic. Like
Right.
I like if it's just a good story, I'm into it.
Right.
So we've just been kind of instead of watching new shows, we've been doing more stuff like that, just like putting each other on.
Oh, dude, I used to watch a lot of trash. Just a lot of trash anime. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, buddy. Hey, how's it going?
Oh,
Where's your mama?
the goat.
Hey, go get your mama. Look at this kid. You see this? Interrupting me. Interrupting me. Now he's gonna mess with all my stuff or whatever. Huh? How? How what? Help? You want help? Here, go tell mama. Hold up 1 second. I'm gonna have to cut this out. 1 second. She's like, you needed to lock your door. I'm like, I don't even have a lock. I don't have a lock. Anyway, so what were we talking about?
See, that's what a responsible father does.
Right, yeah. What were we talking about before we got rudely interrupted? I can't remember.
Our favorite animes, and you were talking about trash anime
Oh yeah, so I used to
that you
watch like
used
a
to.
bunch of trash anime, dude. I used to waste so much time on like the trashiest gooner style animes. You know what I'm saying? Like School Days. Remember School Days? Did you watch School
I
Days?
don't know if I've seen that
Oh
one.
my god, dude, you don't even get me started, bro. It's crazy. Or like let me think of some Citrus. Remember Citrus? Oh,
No.
dude, so see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I would watch it with one of my friends, and we'd just be like, "This is like actually objectively horrible," but like we're obsessed with it. Like we have to see what happens. Like this is ridiculous, the all these different. You'll have these different. I think Gigic You know what I'm talking about? The
No,
YouTuber.
you're naming all.
No, the YouTuber,
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
Gigic and
yeah.
like Anime Man, I think that's what his name is or whatever. Like the ones that have like the Trash Taste podcast. That's the reason they
Mm,
have. That's the reason they call that podcast Trash Taste because that's literally what they love. They love trashy, the worst animes. Like I mean, it's like they're good, but it's like so bad that it's good, I guess, or something. You know, like the concepts
yeah.
in general are just like one of those. It's like a train wreck. You just can't stop watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like shonen, I can always get into shonen, and it's always good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or usually, I mean, I've watched a lot of trash shonen too. You know what I'm saying? Like very
Yeah,
formulaic.
absolutely.
Formulaic. What is the probably the most formulaic anime like shonen anime that you've ever seen? Where you're just like, oh, of course, we have this character stereotype, and we have this character stereotype, and of course this is happening. Of course this
Uh,
happened.
um,
Get
it would
yourself in trouble. Get
probably
yourself in trouble.
I no, I love it, but it would probably be Fairy Tale.
Oh my gosh. Okay. See like one would be for me would be Kenichi. Do you remember that show?
Oh, I know what it is, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Like that's a good example of like something that or oh my god, Tengen
Or like,
Muyo. Tengen Muyo was
yeah,
pretty like
Tenchi. Was it Tenchi Muyo? Is that
no
what?
oh my god.
Or are those two
I'm get,
different shows?
I'm pretty sure that the one that I'm thinking of is Tengen. Oh my gosh, why can I not
Oh yeah, no, I think
Tengen?
you're right. The Tengen.
Tengen? What is it? Tengen something. Tengen. I know there's Tenchi Muyo. Obviously, I grew up with Tenchi
Yeah,
Muyo. Um. Oh God, dude, I looked up Tengen and I have like so much. What is this,
or like Hitman Reborn is definitely pretty heavy on that, but I like that one.
bro? I guess I'm just coming up with like maybe this anime just does not even exist. Like now I'm like, am I going crazy? Tengen. I think Tengen is a style of an anime. Oh my God, I'm so confused now. I have no idea what that show's called. Okay, well, what if
Or
somebody
years
knows
of
what I'm talking about?
experience, or
If somebody knows that what I'm talking about that's watching this, like let me know. Let Callan know in the comments what we're thinking of. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of different trashy shonens out there, and yeah, I mean there's trash in all genres of anime. I guess you just kind of have to find it. But I mean, obviously you have the big ones, Naruto, you know, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece. I would even say Fairy Tail is in there. I think Fairy Tail is.
yeah,
You may think
Fairy
it's
Tail is a
formulaic,
huge.
but I mean it does have really good moments in there. Um,
I love it.
you know what? Some sleeper hits. Hitman Reborn is a
Yeah,
good
I love
one.
that one.
Yeah. This one I wonder if you know this one. Law of Ueki.
I don't think so.
Really I hope that one day they redo it because like the animation wasn't that great, but like the style or the concept of it is really cool. Like it's kind of like My Hero Academia, like where everybody gets like a power, but it's like the most useless power in the world. And then they're like some people have like great powers, and then some people just have like the worst powers. And it's interesting how they use those powers in order to win fights and all this other stuff. But basically, the whole thing is like a tournament to like become a god or something like that. I don't know. It's interesting.
Mm.
I remember that one as a kid, enjoying that one. But yeah. Anyway, what about games? Any new games you've been playing?
Oh, dude. I am obsessed with Final Fantasy 14 right
Mm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
And they just released the newest expansion, Dawn Trial.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's kind of taking over my life right now. And
Yeah.
then like the new Elden Ring DLC is over here like whispering sweet nothings into my ear and
Oh yeah.
like come to us, join
Yeah.
us. But I'm like, I only have time. You're probably the same. Like, I only have time for like one obsession at a time.
Right.
A lot, or if I want to stay like on task and handle my business, like I can only get obsessed with one thing at a time. So, and those are two very time-consuming games: Final Fantasy 14 and then Elden Ring.
Yeah. No,
So,
definitely.
uh, definitely into those. I just beat Final Fantasy 16 finally
Oh, nice, nice.
because I only got a PS5 this year, so
Hmm.
I've just now been able to play like that one. I missed the release,
So much fun, so much fun.
but
It's like one of
I
those
love
games
it.
where it's like it doesn't necessarily, it's not like super challenging necessarily, but it's just fun to like watch and play. I don't know, it's just it was a joy
Hmm.
to kind of get into or whatever.
I love it. I am
Um,
obsessed with Final Fantasy. That is like
yeah.
my goat
Hmm.
series.
Dude, it's funny that you mentioned Final Fantasy 14. I have a friend. I've known him for like, gosh, like over 20 years now. He's one of my best friends, and he just had a breakup. He just had a bad breakup or whatever, and then all of a sudden he's like, and he doesn't play MMOs, like rarely ever. You know, like he used to play World of Warcraft with me a little bit. We played that Star Wars MMO a little bit, you know, and we played Final Fantasy 14 before and everything. He tells me, he's like, so I'm gonna get Final Fantasy 14. I said, oh no. I said, you had a breakup. You don't got a girl now. Now it's like straight back to the MMOs. I said, I see what's happening here. You're going down that road that you're never gonna be able to come back from. Be careful. Be careful on this journey, my friend. Because I mean,
It
like,
is.
yeah,
See, I got my girlfriend on it.
uh huh,
Yeah, so I just made her join me.
right.
I got like 10 of my friends on there, maybe a few more, and we've been raising our ranks. She got her sisters on there now. Like
Oh wow.
we're just really out here with it now.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got married on there.
Oh,
We
nice. I
got
saw
married
that.
now.
I
We got
saw
a
that.
house. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. There was a
Yeah.
whole stream about it. You did a whole stream
Yeah, it
for the
was.
marriage, the
Yeah.
wedding.
Some
How,
people even, subbed and gave us some gifts.
that's awesome. That's awesome. That's great, dude.
As
Like
presents.
the
Uh,
thing about MMOs is like, and I used to play like World of Warcraft or whatever, but like people get like obsessed with that stuff and they'll just be playing constantly, you know. And I would do that. I used to do that when I was, a teenager. I would get on there and I would just be playing constantly, just stuck in my room or whatever, playing World of Warcraft. And it's funny too because like I even had like a certain, like I had a soundtrack, bro. Like Paramore, the Paramore album, the first Paramore album or the second, I think it's the second one, Riot. That album, and Lady Gaga, the one that had Paparazzi on it, that album, dude, those two
yeah.
albums I was playing constantly while playing World of Warcraft. Like, if I ever hear those, I immediately think of World of Warcraft, you know? And I even had like certain foods that I would eat when I would be playing World of Warcraft. I would eat um, lean pockets,
Dedication.
lean pockets, and
Oh
cranberry
yeah.
juice. That's all I like. I guess I
Oh,
was working
okay.
on my weight at the time. Lean pockets and cranberry juice. It's like if I'm gonna spend as much time sitting on my ass playing a MMO, I'm gonna eat something decent, I guess. But yeah, no, like that was my every single day life, dude. Like for like the longest time. And the thing is that like I would go like 4 months and just play nonstop, and then get off and not touch
Mhm.
it for like a year, and then get back on for like 6 months, and then play it nonstop, and then drop it and not play for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean,
I would have these like
that's healthier
obsessive
than what some
spurts.
people do.
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I would that's how I consume MMOs, or used to consume MMOs. It was just like come in spurts, like big spurts. I would get obsessed and I would play for a bunch, and then I would just drop it out of nowhere. So, but yeah, no, MMOs, they're fun.
I'm definitely
Game
obsessed.
games on my side. I got the Zenless Zone Zero, or I think
I've been hearing
something like
about it.
that. Yeah, I started
Yeah,
playing
no,
that.
that's right.
It was pretty fun. Like, I mean, I've played Genshin Impact a little bit, um, and it's fun as far as like the gameplay and everything like that. But it's a little bit too RPG for me. And then
Hmm.
Honkai Star Rail, I tried to download that. I played it, and I was like, okay, now this is like really too much RPG for me. Don't want to deal with all this
Right.
because now it's like turn based, and I'm just like, I'm not into it. But this
Yeah.
one is like very casual. Like it's not Dark Souls or anything like that, but it's like very intense, just like action. It's like more like Devil May Cry, if anything, you know. And so I can just
Okay.
sit there and I can just like it just feels cool to just be doing all these moves, and it's just like a lot of lights and action, you know what I'm saying, going on. And obviously, it's a kind of a gotcha game, so I got to get on there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And spend
Yeah, some of the
like too
homies, they
much
love those
money.
games. Wuthering Waves,
Yeah, that's another one that I want to
they love
try,
those
but
stuff.
it's not on PS5, so I haven't tried it yet.
I actually I spent a lot of time not gaming and recently just kind of picked it up again in the last few years. So like
Mm-hmm.
I'm behind on a lot of games, but my big three that I've just like been playing and focusing on kind of is, the Final Fantasy
Of
obviously
course.
because that was like a childhood favorite, Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
But Persona and then like the whole Soulsborne series have been like my other two that I
Right.
like got obsessed with. Um Other than like those three like franchises, I haven't really branched out too much.
Yeah, dude. Like the Souls games, like Bloodborne was the first one that I was like, I actually really enjoy this. I
Same.
tried to play the Dark Souls ones and I just couldn't get into it. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the story is. I don't really care. But like Bloodborne, it had a certain aesthetic that like, even though I kept on dying, it made me want to continue trying, And I'll tell you right now, I
Mhm.
suck at it, dude. I played it for a really, well, I say a really long time. Like I played it for like a couple weeks, and I would go through trying to beat this level. I'm talking about literally the first level. I never got past the first boss. Like, I don't even know if it was even a boss.
Dang.
It was just like the first big enemy that you see. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I never even got past that, but I still enjoyed my time with it, right? And then so Elden Ring comes around, and everybody's like, "Oh well, like Elden Ring's a lot easier than these other ones. Like you can find different ways to win or beat it. There's not like just one way that you can kind of get ahead on it, and so it's a lot more user friendly or beginner friendly, right? And I started playing, and I was like,
Mhm.
what in the world are you guys talking about? This guy on this horse will not leave me alone. It's like the first guy that you see. And they're like, just avoid him, dude. Like you need to be careful, and you need to go over here, and you need to grind these like small enemies or whatever. And you need to level up, and then you need to go get this item over here, and then you know what I'm saying. It's just like okay,
No,
so
it's
now
a
I'm
lot
now I'm
more.
saying yeah. Yeah, it was and it's funny too, because like, dude, this is the funniest part. This will tell you this is indicative of my play style and the reason or the way that I play video games because I'm not good at video games really. But like, I found a way. There was like a way to go and just kill a bunch of enemies and just cycle through them. You know what I'm saying? You just go back.
Mhm.
I mean, you just cycle through them. Dude, I would spend so much time doing it. Like I would just go and kill them, restart, kill them, restart, kill them, restart, and I was enjoying myself, even though it's just like the most mundane, monotonous, playing of the game. And
Yeah.
I got up to like level 60 just doing that over and over and over and over again or whatever, right? And then I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna go and face the first boss. I'm gonna go kill the first boss. This is gonna be awesome. I was a magic user too, so it should be really easy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And bro, I got you the first boss. I got it killed immediately. Like I was level 60 and still got killed immediately, bro. And then I was like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, how can I not do this? Like, I'm level 60. Like, I'm like trying to roll out of the way, and he's still getting me, and like I just feel so slow. And I told my friend Ian Icy, another artist or whatever. I told him, I said, bro, I can't kill this thing or whatever. I'm too slow. Like, I just feel like how am I level 60 and I'm this slow or whatever? And he's like, well, what are you wearing? And I was like, I told him like it's like oh dude, it's the best armor, bro. It's like heavy armor. I mean, I was as I'm saying, I'm like, ah shit. I
Yeah,
think
like
I'm
no wonder.
understanding now. And it was just like, and it's like, yeah, probably don't use that because that's why you're so slow. Is because you're wearing all this stuff on you or whatever. And I was like, okay, okay. So I changed it. I basically almost went naked. You know what I'm saying? And then I could
Mhm.
kill him. I actually killed him, right? And then it's like, now you need to go through this castle and defeat all these other enemies or whatever. And I'm like, wait, huh? wait, where do I need to go? It's like, yeah, you go through here and you got to go through all this or whatever. And I start going through it and I'm like, dude, I started getting halfway through that and dude, it was the worst. It was the worst
Yeah,
experience. I was like, dude, like I was dying all the time and I was just like, dude, I can't do this anymore. And so I just ended up getting
those
off of
games
it.
really test you.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody's always going to have a different experience, right? Everybody's going to go through the game
Hmm.
differently. But the way that I went through the game, definitely not the right way. Definitely not the right way. But yeah, no, Elden Ring, fun stuff. Um, what other games? Oh, I started playing First Descendant, which is pretty
Yeah,
fun.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, all these free games, man. What do you think about these free games? I mean, it's like the world that we live in now. It's just like it's the norm.
I mean, I think it's great.
Yeah,
Then they just get you with all of the in-game content, but
you do end up
I love
spending
it
more, right?
because what? Oh yeah, you do end up spending more because then you
Right,
want the skins on Fortnite and you want
right.
this and that. But I do like the free games like that because like I'm not really into Fortnite, but
Hmm.
obviously like everyone else in the world is,
Right.
and my girlfriend is obsessed with Fortnite. So like I never want to play it, but I mean, if you ask me to play it, like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna go play and I'll have a good time, but it's free. So it's like, I don't have to invest anything into it because I don't care about it. And I can just play with you real quick and have a good time.
Right.
And then I'm not money. It's not like a game that I have to spend, like Helldivers had to buy it and then didn't really care about it. And was
Right.
just like, all right, well, now that was a waste of money. Like,
Dude, the same thing happened to me. I got Helldivers too because everybody was talking about it. I was like, okay, let's go. I mean, everybody's hyped about this game when we get on my Steam Deck because I just recently got a Steam Deck. So I downloaded it. I was super excited about it. Start playing it, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? Like, I'm so confused. Like, what am I doing? Like,
it's
what's
like
the
the
objective?
Soulsborne of
It is,
shooter games.
dude. I'm telling you, there's no tutorial on like what you're supposed to be doing in this game, like what the objective is, like what the story. I have no idea. Like, it was so confusing. I immediately ended up just getting off of it. You know, like you have to have like some
Hmm.
way that you. That's good game design to me. It's like like ease the person into the experience, like just like a movie has like a first act, you have to have like a first act that gets you into a game, and it just seemed like that's not what they were
I think that's
concerned
why
with at all.
hell is in the name of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
it's hell,
I think that's the point.
literally.
Like you're just diving right into
And
hell.
right into hell, exactly. I mean, and a
uh,
lot of people are
and I
going to be
mean,
like, "Well, you guys just aren't playing it right, and you guys, just don't know what good games
yeah,
are, or something like that." I'm sure there's going to be somebody
yeah.
that just like totally disagrees with us, but I don't know. Like, I'm a casual gamer to a fault, bro. Like, the only game that I'm good at is Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I'm a professional Tony Hawk Pro Skater player. I've done it
I
my
used to love
entire
that
life.
game.
Like, I would be online. I was a super part of the community and everything like that. Like, um, it got to the point where scoring was obsolete. Nobody even cared about it. You know what I'm saying? Because like we had already broke the game. Like people were getting like negative scores because it couldn't go past 1 billion points. It was just
Wow.
it was stupid. Yeah. So, but I love those, and I can still get on those, and I can still play them like Skate, dude. If I'm gonna start streaming, and the new Skate game comes out, that's all I'm streaming, bro. That's all I'm doing is
There is a
Skate.
new one coming out,
Yeah, I
isn't there?
know. Yeah, there is, and it's going to be a free to play game. So there we go.
Yeah, it's like online too, isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be
That's cool. That's a
online,
cool
and
concept.
I think it's a great. That's what I think is a great free to play kind of game. Is like everything is cosmetic. Like what you do in the game is completely up to
I
you.
would be into that
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. But anyway, so speaking of like games and like shows and everything like that, one thing I wanted to talk to you about and bringing it kind of back to music, because I think this is actually kind of interesting. Like, where you're talking about Kaiju number 8, and, I brought up Solo Leveling. When I started watching Solo Leveling, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this show and I'm going to see if I connect with any of the characters and see if I can like make a song about it. If I get inspired to make a song about it, because I don't want to do like you know, just and this is the topic that I want to get onto. Like, do you ever feel like pressured to make a song about something, even if you're not necessarily connected to the character or the show, just because it's popular? And what are your feelings on that?
Yes. I think it's very obvious what will perform well. I mean, you see it if you just pay attention. Like, okay, um, like when Has Been Hotel dropped. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what and Cyberpunk Edge Runner was probably the last wave I saw. Um, when a show like that comes out, you notice everybody does it, and there's just waves of songs, and they all perform well. And yeah, there's this obvious like pressure that I feel of like, well, obviously, if I just made a song about that, like it would do well, but
Mm-hmm.
I never do it.
Oh,
Um,
right. Right.
I I actually have never done it. Like me and Rice Records, shout out the homie. We made a
Uh-huh.
Kaiju number 8 song, and I really enjoyed that. And I didn't feel no type of way about it, no pressure, because I actually had like just watched it whenever I. But I'm back and forth a lot on like just knowing like, oh, like if I did do this, it would do well, but like I don't really want to.
Right.
Mainly because I hadn't seen like Hasbin Hotel, and I
Uh-huh.
wasn't really, I just wasn't interested in watching it, just
I'm gonna be honest
honestly.
with you, dude. Like, Hazbin
Um,
Hotel was the one that I was like I started watching it, and I'm sure it gets better, but like I watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, I don't really. I mean, I'm just not connecting with any of these characters, and I mean, I'm guessing that a lot of people do, and they're obviously making music about it, and it does really well, but like. I couldn't bring myself to like get into it super heavily. Now, like Amazing Digital Circus was another one that people were making songs about, and I was like, well, it's only one episode. Let me check it out. And I really enjoyed it. And so it inspired me to
mhm.
make a song about it. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, do you go into a show like, I'm going to watch this show because I'm going to see if I can make a song about it? Or do you just watch a show just because you just want to watch it?
I watch a show just because I want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Never have I watched a show with the intent to make a song behind it. Um, I'm kind of like which I don't see anything wrong with it. Like this is obviously like our job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
we are nerdcore artists, and it is our job to make content around popular shows that we are inspired about. So it's like I'm not knocking anybody that does it. And I do plan to kind of jump more into that lane soon. Um I've just been more on like a personal mission, honestly, of
Yeah.
like making Final Fantasy music.
Oh, okay.
Because like that's what I'm passionate about
Uh
is
huh.
Final Fantasy. And like in One Piece, like I have like a whole One Piece album coming out with Jamar Rose, which is like a good friend of mine.
Uh huh.
Uh and like, and I really love Bleach, and I like Naruto. Like
Mm-hmm.
those are obviously things I grew up on that are a little more nostalgic to me, and are a little more personal that I connect to, that are still popular. So it's like those songs always do well too, of course. Um, I would love to sit down and have more like a methodical kind of like plan of attack, like a lot of these more like successful artists that are also friends and peers have, like anytime a new show comes out and it's popping, like you're gonna see, Game Boy Jones and Fable and DPS like jump on it and have a run with it. And like I
Yeah.
respect that, and I think it's really cool because it's not like it's cheesy, and it's not like they're half-assing it and just doing it for clickbait. There's a lot of people that do it for just clickbait, and it's terrible. But
Right.
if you can do it tastefully and with quality, like I think that is a talent, and I appreciate that, and I do want to and plan to get into that more soon. I just like, I have a whiteboard, as I see you do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And like it's been filled up with ongoing projects for a while. Like I also have a whole string of like Soulsborne songs that I have
Mm.
I have made,
No,
like
nice.
Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Bloodborne songs.
Why
Like
are
me
you? Are
and
you? Are they finished?
a lot of them are.
You're
Some
just
of
like
them
sitting on
aren't.
them.
I work so ahead of myself, like it
Mm-hmm.
almost makes me sick. It's
Okay.
almost overwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm like so far ahead of myself sometimes, and that's why it's hard for me to jump on like a spur of the moment trend,
Mm-hmm.
because like I'm like when that trend happens, I'm already like 10 steps ahead of myself with what I had planned to do. And it's
Got you.
hard for me to break away from the plan to do the
Mm-hmm.
spontaneous shit. And like, I want to change that up about myself too. But at the same time, um, I really like being that planned out, but I've
Yeah.
also just like I've been on this mission to empty that vault of like,
Mm.
okay, I worked way ahead of myself. Let me now just get it out and done. So that's kind of
Yeah.
been my focus in releasing the One Piece tape, releasing this string of like Final Fantasy songs me and my homies have made. Like I've been
Mm-hmm.
working on this Final Fantasy cipher for a long time. And it's finally almost done.
Nice.
But like I put a lot of work into it. So
Yeah. See, like I think like if you have all
uh
that stuff and just like sitting in the vault or whatever, like I would just like try to finish up as much of it as possible and then just schedule it all week by week and then just like fill out your entire year and then plan ahead for your next year, the start of the next year. Like, okay,
mhm.
what am I doing in the future? Like I got all this stuff that I want to get out in the open and everything like that, and who knows what happens with it. And then you go
Like
to the next year.
I envy the people that just look at well, I envy and I don't envy, but I right now I envy look people that look at their whiteboard and it's just blank and they're like, what's the
Right.
next song I'm gonna make and release?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of
Yeah.
looking at like a list of 20 songs and you're like,
But
what do I feel like finishing?
they just exactly. No, I mean I know people like that. I know a lot of local artists. I'll go to their studio or something like that, and then I'll look at they have a huge whiteboard, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here's all of our unfinished songs." It's like we need to mix like these 25 songs, and then we have these songs for this album that we're gonna do, and then we have this like EP that we're gonna do, and this is our next single and everything. And I'm just like finish something. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta
hmm
finish something. And so, yeah, I mean, I definitely understand where you're coming from. See, when I'm doing my stuff is like I have to finish whatever it is. Like I have to 100% focus on that song, finish that song, and then move on to the next one. So that's just the way my brain works. The way I have a routine for the way that I do my thing, whatever. But um,
hmm
like for example, like I have this One Piece song that I'm dropping next, and it's been done for a while with Key the Weeb, and then I had this other one that I'm doing with Notions that is about it's like Naruto and Sasuke, and I finished that one, and then now I have to move on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? And so I have this other song that I have to finish now that I started working on. So it just really like I just take it one step at a time when it comes to that stuff, to be honest with you. But I have like a whole list of like things I need to get done as far as like, oh, here's like a
hmm
bunch of collabs that I have to do with for Sadzilla and all this other stuff. But like for like Sun Broku, I mean, I'm pretty caught up on everything, because I'm just like releasing whenever I get it done or whatever. But yeah, no, it's different, man. I'm telling you, like I don't know. I've been changing up my schedule or my routine as of late. Like I've been trying to write everything down, like business wise, plan wise, like music wise, whatever it may be. Like everything that I want to
Oh
do,
yeah.
like I'm writing everything down now. It's
I keep
pretty
a
crazy.
notebook open beside me at all
Mm-hmm.
times that I just end up like that. The
Right.
whiteboard is for songs, and then like
Right.
anything else, I'm like, oh shit, let me write this down in this little notebook here, and
Like
that's how I know it'll get done
see, like I told
for business shit.
Booty Gum, I was talking to Booty Gum, and he was like, "Oh, like I had this idea. Like, what if I like wore this in like some content, or like, what if this is an aesthetic that I'm working on, or like, what if I did this kind of video?" I said, "Write it down, bro. Like, write everything down.
hmm
Like, get a Google Doc out or something, or like have a notepad and write it down. Work the problem." Like treat it like it's like
hmm
school. You know what I'm saying? Just work the problem out. List everything that you want to do. Like I was talking to you earlier about like, oh, like I want like a persona kind of vibe or whatever, right? Today I was what was I doing? Oh, I was watching something that my kid was watching had this like lo-fi like jazz music, and it was really cool and had this like bright like yellow colored like letters coming on the screen, and it reminded me of Persona. And I was like, man, when I start streaming, like that's the kind of vibe that I want. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I
hmm
want that like you're in a Persona game, but like maybe like Persona meets like Godzilla or kaijus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what's that look like? And so I was like, let me get my Google Doc out, and I started listing out like
Yeah.
aesthetic ideas. You know what I'm saying? Things that I want to do. And so that's what I'm talking about. Like, write it down. Like, if you have like an idea, like write that stuff down, and it makes it so much easier to process because my brain is always a jumbled mess, bro. I
Same.
have ADHD like crazy. Like I have a million different things going on in my head at all times, and yeah, and you know what? Actually, that's something that I wanted to bring up. So like, one thing that I have a problem doing as an artist is like if I have like an idea for something, I feel like I have to like tell somebody immediately. Do you do that? Do
Mhm.
you like I have to like call somebody, I have to text somebody, I got to let go of these thoughts. I have to put these thoughts in somebody else's head because it's almost like I need like validation or something like that, or I need to hear somebody's opinion whether or not like this is a good idea and I should do this idea or whatever, right? Have you ever felt like that?
Mhm. Um, so I kind of I might bounce the idea off my girlfriend just
Mhm.
because like she's a consumer and she doesn't necessarily know anything about the artistic creation like patterns or like how that process goes. So if she likes it, she's the type of person that you want to impress, the consumer, the person that's going to enjoy music.
Right.
And like if she thinks it's a good idea or it sounds cool or it piques her interest, then I think it's a good idea. But if the response was kind of like, yeah, like, yeah, I kind of know. But um I have like this weird thing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe this will get a little too personal, but men's
Oh,
mental
let's
health.
get
But
let's get it. Let's get
no,
it. Let's get personal. Let's get
but
real
like my
cozy.
friends, I also envy my friends that do that, and they
Mhm.
bounce ideas. Like I have like a handful of homies in Underworld that like send me ideas constantly, and they're like,
Mhm.
"What do you think?" And then I'll listen to it and be like, "Oh, that's amazing," or like, it was whatever. I think you could do this different. Like I envy that because I a lot of times don't even make it to that point. Like
Mhm.
I am just like, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, and I don't even want to send it to somebody to see. I'm just gonna let it
Mm.
sit on my whiteboard here, and I'm gonna stare at it for a while.
Oh yeah. Well, see,
And
that's
but
the
a lot
thing.
of times
Like,
I've found that when I do release it, though, then people
uh,
love it.
yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Like, when it comes to like creatively. Sorry, I can't talk. So creatively, like, I will be in my own zone. Like, you're not hearing this until it's done. Or like
Mhm.
maybe I'll send a demo. As like or like a screen recording or something like that. Maybe like filming with my camera. It's like, oh, look what I'm working on. Like I'll do that, but like overall, like you're not gonna hear it until it's mostly done. And I've already done
Mhm.
like what I wanted to do creatively with that. I don't send things off to people like, hey, what do you think about this? Like the creative part, I don't really like need anybody's advice on, I guess. And it's not like I'm
Mhm.
not trying to sound like egotistical. It's just that I want to put out what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Exactly.
don't
That's
need to
how I
hear,
feel.
yeah, if somebody's like, oh, well, you need to do this and you need to do this on something that isn't like the creative space, like, that's not the kind of advice that I'm looking for. If I'm talking about like an idea, I'm not even talking about like a song. I'm talking about like, yo, like, what if it's just some a stupid example, but just like what if I posted 10 TikToks a day for some reason? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a terrible
Mhm.
idea, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's the way that my mind works, and the things that I want to bounce off of people is more of like marketing kind of stuff and like
Oh
business
yeah.
kind of stuff. That's usually what I'm
I
more
love
interested in.
talking about those types of ideas.
Right.
I'm a little more like I'm a little more secured with like my creative ideas though. I don't really
Hmm.
like people because I know a lot of times like the ideas might not translate well until you like hear it actually. Like
Right.
one time, okay, like listen to this idea. One time I had the idea and I did this and the song isn't out yet. It's gonna come
Hmm.
out eventually. But like I made a song about like the most mundane shit everywhere. About like walking my dog and he shits in the neighbor's yard and then like drinking coffee and like stuff like that. And like if I called my homie and was like, yo, I want to make this song, I got this fire song idea about like my dog, and he like shits in the neighbor's yard, and I'm like walking him, and then I make like a cup of coffee, like
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't that be fire? And they're gonna be like, no.
Because they don't see the vision. They
But
don't see the vision.
I, I did it, and it's amazing, and it's
Yeah.
not out yet. And it's just like it's a very personable song of just like paint you a picture of like, okay, this is who this person is now, but it doesn't translate until you hear the finished product.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love stuff like that because it's relatable. You're like telling like a story of like a real person's experience, and that's easily transferable to like content ideas that you could like literally show. Like I saw this one band, I can't remember what their name is, but like the song, the song's lyrics or whatever is like it has like a very like almost like weedest like teenage dirtbag vibe to it, where he's like whatever, and he's like, I just
Mm-hmm.
found out Will Smith was a rapper, somebody was on Nickelodeon, and something something, like it was the most like random
Yeah.
stuff, and the song's called Brain Dead, but he's like saying a bunch of just like random stuff like, oh, like um uh this character on SpongeBob is this or something. I can't remember what the lyrics are, but the idea is that like, wait, what? Like it's like it sounds like it's coming from somebody that just like smoked a lot of weed and is having like some
Mm-hmm.
kind of like out of body experience or something, or like sitting on a couch and just like mindlessly talking. But it's so relatable because that's like how some people are, you know what I'm saying? And they're just like, yeah, sometimes I feel like that. Like I don't understand. Like there's a lot of things that I don't know about, like the world, or like a celebrity, or like a TV show, or like something that I didn't know, but I just found out about. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
just very relatable, and it's easily transferable to like content and things like that. But yeah, no, I mean, like I think it's interesting that you bounce ideas off of your girlfriend, or now your wife in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Um,
Digital wife. We just had our year anniversary yesterday, by the
oh
way. We've
wow!
been dating a year. Yeah.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's interesting that you like bounce ideas off of her, and it's because she's like the natural consumer that would like, if you can impress her, then you can impress the normal kind of person, right?
And
Um,
also something unique about our dynamic is that
mm-hmm.
like, which I don't even know if I told you this when like we've talked in the past, but like I met her on Twitter,
Oh, okay.
and I met her from being like a fan and supporter of me.
Okay.
So like before it was ever in either of our minds that like, hey, we might date one day, like before that was ever even a thought or a possibility for like 2 to 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
I just know her from just like sharing my music or like seeing her in a
Mm.
comment of like, oh, I love this song or like this and that. So like I appreciate and value her feedback because it's like, okay, before you even knew that you were going to end up liking me or anything, like you
Yeah.
liked what I was doing.
Uh-huh.
So, like,
That's
I
interesting. Yeah.
value her opinion more because I know she's not just like saying, like, oh, yeah, like, yeah, that's great, sweetie, like this and
Right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
No.
no, you liked what I was doing before you actually liked me,
Yeah.
which is more valuable
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't owe me anything.
Right. No, that's really
So, I do
interesting.
value her opinion in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to, and this is, I think, the main point that I wanted to talk about is sometimes you have to protect your circle, right? Not everybody needs, you
Mhm.
don't need to listen to everybody, and everybody's ideas, whether it doesn't matter how much you respect them or not. Sometimes, it comes down to like, what is it that you want to do? And sometimes that's the best answer, like recently, I was thinking about, or I was in Peso Pete's stream. Shout out Peso Pete, really cool dude. Just
Facts.
recently had a phone conversation with him just recently, and he's awesome. I just love his vibes. Well, I was in a stream with him, and I told
Yeah, I
him,
love peso.
I said, man, hey, what do you think about Overwatch? Do you think Overwatch is still popular? He's like, man, if you're talking about making a song about it, because I know how our minds work, I wouldn't do it. It's not really popping off, right? And I was like, okay, and then and I was like, that makes sense. And then I moved on in my life or whatever. Recently, I was like, man, Overwatch is something I just want to make songs about. I love the characters and I love everything. You know, I don't usually ever get the chance to like play a lot of it, but I always go back to
Mm-hmm.
it. Right, I can always go back to it. And I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the world and everything like that. And I've made songs about it with under Sadzilla before, but I was just like, you know, I was like, what should I do? And I thought about. I just kept on going back to what he told me. He's like, oh, don't do it. You know, it's not very popular. But I was like, wait, hold up. If it's not very popular, then not many people are making music about it. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Now there's an
Mm-hmm.
opening. It's like nobody's doing this right now, so maybe I should do this because it's something that I really want to do anyway, you know? And so that was a moment where I was like, dude, like I love Peso Pete and I respect him, you know, and he's probably right for the most part, right? Like he wouldn't, he probably, you know, he's like, I'm not gonna do it, you know, because he's not that into it, you know what I'm saying? But like me, I can bring something to that, and maybe because I want to do it, it's gonna come out better anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because the passion's there,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's why I mean,
Kind of where
just
I'm at.
hearkening. That's kind of where you're at, like with the the Dark Souls type songs, and then with the Final Fantasy songs. It's not necessarily. I mean, right now would probably be the best time to start releasing Final Fantasy songs. By the way, because Final Fantasy 14 just came out with the new
That's
DLC.
what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you made those songs because you love Final Fantasy and because you like the Dark Souls games and everything like that. You know, like I want to make a song about Digimon soon. I want to make some songs about Digimon because Digimon is my main thing. Like Pokemon is great,
Dude, I
but
did
that's what.
that.
Oh, you made a Digimon song?
Yeah, I did like a little Digimon. I guess you could call it a cipher, but yeah, me and
Uh,
just like four of my homies in Underworld, like
nice.
we did a little Digimon song. I mean, it did relatively well.
I mean, see, I mean that's when it comes down to it, man. Like that's what you have to go with. You know, you have to go with like what is in here. You know what I'm saying? What's in here? Because that's the only place that really matters, right? It doesn't really. I mean, it's like you can make
We
a
also
song.
have the power, you especially, like shout out my homie Hastic in Underworld because
Mm-hmm.
he is the perfect example of kind of what you're talking about. Like he is obsessed with like Higurashi when they cry.
Hmm.
Do you know what that is?
It sounds it's an anime, right? You're
It's
talking about
it's an anime and it's a visual novel.
right.
Probably more what it's more popular for. It's like a horror thing.
Uh huh.
But anyways, though, it's not a Naruto, it's not a Bleach, it's not even Overwatch. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like most general people probably don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but he has literally made like multiple albums about it. Almost every single he drops is related to it in some
Uh
way, and he still has a nice following, and
huh.
he's got it's gotten to the point where now he basically owns that algorithm. If you
Yeah.
search it, his name is probably going to pop up.
See, that's great. You
And
know.
that's yeah, so it's kind
Yeah.
of like along the lines of what you're talking about. Like he took something not popular, and we as creators, especially ones with platforms
Mm-hmm.
that already exist, we can kind of take over an
Yeah.
algorithm of
Yeah.
something that's not that popular because somewhere it's popular.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
well,
it's big for a
Brazilian.
reason
The
because of somebody.
the Brazilian nerdcore stuff or whatever. Like I just recently got introduced to that whole side, and I was like, wait, hold up, this is way bigger than American nerdcore or Japanese nerdcore.
Yes.
I was like, this is like on a whole nother level, and they're like, it's because they do stuff about like everything. Like they do stuff about everything, but like they also like don't focus so much on the anime. They do like the manga. And it's like, wait, oh,
Mhm.
okay, so we're talking like some deep cut stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like there are people that
Mhm.
that read the manga and don't read the anime, or they're like super far ahead in the manga, and it would be spoil anybody that's into the anime or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they maybe ignore it, but there's a lot of people that are, you know, wanting a song about Ultra Ego Vegeta or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
even though that hasn't happened in the anime, they know that it's a thing. You know, so yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting that um I don't know. When it comes down to it, like I said, you know, and this is advice to any, you know, artist that is, you know, listening to or whatever, listening to this. That's I think that's the most important part. The most important part is doing what you like to do. Don't follow in line with what everybody else is doing just because you think it's going to do better. Like in the end, like it's going to come down to how can you translate what you want to do into a song or whatever, and that's probably going to come out way better because of that. Because you want to actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. That's a
Forcing it,
good.
we're gonna tell.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. You can
If you
tell. You
force
can
it, we're gonna
tell.
be able to tell.
Exactly. But man, Callan, I want to give the floor to you. Is there anything else that you want to let people know about you, Callan B? I know we didn't really get a chance to really say who you are. You're just some stranger in this podcast. So if
Yeah.
we missed anything, if people don't understand something about you or haven't learned something about you that you want people to know about the B man, Callan B, let us know
Yeah.
right now. Your socials, everything. Let us know.
Yeah. Well, I am on everything, even Facebook. Uh, real name, no gimmick. Callan B is the name. That's the government as well.
Oh, nice.
You could pretty much just Google and search that and find me on anything on all streaming platforms as well. You may know me for Nerdcore. You may have came here for Nerdcore, but outside of that, I do a lot of other things. I have a band called Callan B and the Hive. You know what I'm saying?
Nice,
Shout out
nice.
that. This is one of our. You can buy my merch online too at GYB Apparel. Um,
Shout
so
out.
check that out. Yeah. I sell merch. I have a band that is pretty locally and regionally successful. We've been on some magazine covers, been on some news publications,
Wow.
we got radio play going on locally for us regularly. Um, so I kind of live like a double life of like the local scene and everything, not knowing that I'm a nerdcore artist and loving my band, and then like the internet loving my nerdcore music and not knowing that I have a band.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's like a cool spin. I also just like the hive mind and the meaning behind like the band and the brand that I push is kind of like this conscious social awareness that we are all interwoven in.
The
And
Matrix.
yeah, the matrix, literally the hive.
Mm-hmm.
um I also have a business and a brand called GYB Got Your Back, and it has a lot of other branches under the umbrella like GYB Productions, GYB Publishing. I went to school for music business and entertainment, so I help a lot of people, especially in the nerdcore scene, kind of get like their publishing in order. If you need a consultation, give me a buzz. See what I did there?
Yep.
Uh, the
Oh, I
puns are
definitely
never
got
ending.
it. Oh, yeah.
um, so GYB stands for Got Your Back. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like a movement that I have been creating also regionally, locally, expanding the bubble to globally. Um, and we handle like I do audio engineering, just regular AV work for large scale concerts, excuse me, and corporate events, stuff like that. So that's kind of like my self-employed 9 to 5, if you must say.
Right.
And that's what I do on the side. So all in the realm of music and entertainment still. Um, and I do nonprofit work and everything will, because the whole idea of GYB, the whole inner workings of a hive is to give back to community, to be very involved in type of work like that. So I do a lot of work with with a nonprofit called Legacy Train as well, where um, we offer programs to impoverished areas. Their slogan is alleviating poverty of the mind. That's something that
Mm.
I'm very passionate about. Um, like I said, we offer programs to like just for example, inmates when they're kind of nearing towards the end of their sentence. We provide them credits to get out earlier and immediately jump into provide
Nerdcore.
assisted housing. Yeah, no, yeah. We have a 12-step program for inmates to get out and binge watch anime and immediately jump
Become
into
nerdcore.
nerdcore.
Yeah, become nerdcore artists. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know, a little known
Um,
fact about CALLON B is that he actually got into nerdcore. We were talking about owning the algorithm. He owned the B movie algorithm. He was making so much
yeah,
music about the
facts.
B movie that
Hmm.
nobody else was doing it like CALLON B was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they actually made that movie about my life. Um, so I will receive royalties for the
That's
rest of my
awesome.
life from the
That's
B
awesome.
movie for documenting my life and my
I
come up.
I actually didn't know that about you about like music business and all that kind of stuff. You know, we need to have a chat outside of the podcast episode here on the phone or something like that. We'll talk about that because that's something that I'm wanting to
Yeah,
get more
absolutely.
into and really start attacking. So that's great news. I for some reason just did not connect that together with you.
I have a
So
lot to share that, I just don't like to dump on people. And
oh,
anytime we talk, we just kind of like go into this flow of like
dump it,
just
bro.
whatever is going on. So, um, but yeah, I'm
Right
also
here,
like, I'm working on a
dump it.
really cool project that I've been teasing. I'm developing a distribution company that
Wow.
also offers publishing and stuff. Is GYB. It's still called that. It's in that realm. We've been developing it for a while. It's some really cool stuff I don't want to give away, and I can't give away too much, but just know that eventually that you can leave your current aggregator distributor and I can put your music out on
Wow.
all major platforms and get that digital fingerprint of yours stamped, put
What
you in
the?
catalogs with all the major league players, just basically offer you a lot of tools and services that otherwise are unavailable
What
to
is
just typical
the
artists. We're putting power back into the artist's hands, and that's the goal. Basically, through my endeavors and anything that I wish that I had access to. Oh, nice! Did you just give me a firework?
What is going on? I did not do that. You did that, and you just did the
I
thumbs up,
don't
and it
know.
froze. Do you see the screen?
That was Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Why
That
did that
was
happen?
I don't know.
Is that like a Discord secret
I
tech?
guess
I
I
don't
guess
even
so.
know
Let
what
me
that
try
was.
it. Let me try it.
They're trying to shut me down.
I guess so. Well, hey, we got to wrap it up anyway. I'm glad that you are still celebrating 4th of July. It seems. So that's good. But hey, man, thank you so
The
much
fourth
for
Jahive.
exactly,
Jahive.
exactly.
No,
That
get
was
me
that
out of
was a
here.
stretch. That
Get
was a
me out of
stretch.
here.
That was a stretch right there. You're gonna break your back doing that, stretching like that. But anyway, yeah, no, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the ZillaCast. I want to do more of these, and getting back into the groove of things. You were the perfect first guest, so I just want to thank you for joining us, and yeah, yeah, I guess that wraps it up, man. Unless there's anything else that you need to say, real quick.
I just
Um,
want to thank you.
mhm.
I appreciate the opportunity. You know,
Hey,
you are super inspiration to me. So to be able to sit down and talk to you in this manner is, much appreciated.
well, somebody had to invite you onto a podcast, and myself. I just had to make my own because Dean refuses to have us on his podcast.
Yeah, I
You
don't,
know what I'm saying?
I never wanted to call him out for that, but I
You
don't know
know,
what's up with that.
I just thought this would be the perfect place to call him out. For not
Hmm.
being invited.
Yeah, I hear he's got this list that he's supposedly working through, and
Oh,
I don't know how
sure.
long it is or who's on it,
Sure.
but like
Sure, sure. Yeah, you know who
I
else had a
personally
you know
haven't
who
seen
else
it.
had a list?
Who?
Epstein. Epstein had a list, okay?
Oh, oh,
You
oh,
know?
wow, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Lists are not good. Okay? Don't work with lists.
Epstein. No, I'm just kidding.
Epstein. Oh no. This is
Just kidding.
hopefully nobody sees this episode that will clip
Yeah.
this and put it on Twitter by any chance. Hopefully that does not happen. Anyway, thank you, Callan, for joining me and the whole hive for joining us today. Until next time, you have a great day, Callan.
Yes, thank you, sir.
And peace out to everybody else that's watching. You leave your comments. Any other artist or person you want us to, want me to, do a podcast episode with, let me know in the comments. And until next time, like I said, peace.